Hi everyone, I'm Anna. um, okay, thank you for coming all the way here on Thursday night. I didn't expect you guys to come. This many people will be here today. Um, yeah, I also didn't expect to Figma will sponsor this, but yeah, things are getting bigger, so I'm freaking out. So yes, I don't know, you guys noticed that I'm only second year junior designer. So if you expect something really profound, something really, I don't know, crazy, uh, awesome senior executive approach, you guys are gonna be disappointed, but don't leave, please. But what I'm gonna share today is more raw, unfiltered, and deep, sweaty story of my wild startup survival. It's a story about why I had to completely throw away everything I learned in design school just to make it out alive. Okay, let's get started. Let me set the scene. Oh, okay. Right now, I'm at the Match Group. I'm in the Tinder company. But before the Match Group, I worked at an AI startup called Asterisk. And we were a tiny team of exactly around 10 people. And you know that quote from OpenAI, Sam Altman? He says that thanks to AI, we are entering an era where a massive system can be run by incredibly small teams, which is not the best time for the junior designers. But well, my team was the living proof of that. Our CEO looked at our 10-person headcount and was like, yep, this is plenty. So when I joined the Series A startup, I was so ambitious. I thought, I'm going to do this right. And I was ready to do user research and build beautiful personas, map user journeys I learned from the textbook, and like structured brainstorms. So I had no idea what was actually waiting for me. And just a little TMI on how I got there. Previously, I was working at a beauty company in New York as a UX, UI, and graphic designer. Actually, one of my coworker there, she's here. Hi. Thank you for coming today. Oh, but I had this massive thirst for the tech industry and AI. So technology was moving so fast, and I desperately wanted to be on the bleeding edge. I was such an LLM nerd that I had already built a side project app that analyzed my own chat history to determine my attachment style. I actually built it with Elijah. He's here today. Hi, Elijah. So when I interviewed at Asterisk, our CEO looked me in the eye and said, "Oh, we aim for the data-driven design." And he was so passionate, and I fell for it completely. I thought, wow, I finally gonna apply the perfect double diamond. I only saw the double diamond process in the textbook, and I'll do everything by the book, from research to like prototype and create the product that surprises the world. So at the time, I had no idea. And look at the dog on the screen. Nobody is there to walk the dog. So it picked up its own leash and it's walking itself. And that dog was me. I was the solo designer, no mentor, no established processes, and most terrifyingly, no time. So what I'm gonna share today is the hardcore redesign case study of a junior designer who, desperate to survive without a mentor, completely tearing down and rebuilding an entire LLM app in just 10 months. Full confession. I wasn't technically 100% solo. I had a secret advisor. His name is John, an ex-Google designer in New York. Whenever I hit a wall and my vision literally went dark from panic, I Zoom called him and I was like crying, like, John, what do I do? So huge shout out to John for keeping me sane. I'm probably gonna send him this presentation link to him in the future. So part one, the pivots. when intuition replaces frameworks. So when I joined, Asterisk was in its infancy. It started as Heartbeat Chat. It's a casual, lightweight chatting app. But the AI character chat market was getting really flooded. So users are getting bored of just superficial conversations like, hi, how are you? And hi, how are you again and again, like superficial conversation over and over. So we realized users were starving for three things. One, deeper conversations. Two, longer memory context. And above all three, privacy. They wanted to know that even if our servers exploded, their chat logs were safe. So we pivoted to Asterisk Volume 1, and it's an environment where users could directly set up their own AI models. And that was exactly the time when I joined there. But here is where the solo designer panic sets in. Hitting the sweet spots is just a startup team's gut feeling. So we spend all day in meetings arguing about positioning. I realized intuition alone wasn't going to solve our UX, so I needed that proof. To become the data-driven designer I promised to be, I jumped straight into the wall of data. But I skipped the textbook. I lived in Reddit and Discord. I tracked competitors obsessively, that massive to metrics you see. I read every review and occasionally DM'd users on Discord for the quick interviews. I did not follow the neat design thinking methodologies. There was no time for empathy maps or sticky notes. I needed to apply things immediately, so I had to rely on intuition. But here's the secret. Intuition isn't just blind guessing, it's a shortcut to thinking. It's the ability to make fast judgments because you're deeply immersed in the messy reality of your users. So part 2, building intuition out of a trash fire. It was a trash fire because I had to go through all the users' comments, and to build my intuition, I threw myself into the mud, which was our Discord. We had a hardcore group of maybe about 300 users on Discord. So half of them were RPG gamers, and another half of them are NSFW chatters. And these were users who demanded total control over AI parameters. But their feedback was golden, but we didn't really have any feedback processing tools or anything. So I had to went through all the raw qualitative feedback. So basically, it was like a garbage dump. And here's the reality of the raw data I faced in Discord. Number one, mismatch. So when we question something, so what feature is uncomfortable? And they answer oh, I'm using it well, so it's useless. Number two, zero context. I just signed up and it's hard, LOL. So what is hard? We don't know. Number three, mixed context. Too many ads at first, but the session thing was fun, blah, blah, blah. So it's complaints and praise mashed into the one sentence. And meaningless noise. I love the app, cheer up devs. It's nice to hear, but not really helpful for the analysis. And uncharacterized. Bug reports, features requests, and random reviews all mixed up over time. And lastly, unknown origin is this bug still happening? Is it only happening to 18 years old? We don't know. So if a human had to organize this, it'll take days I don't have. So my daily internal monologue was deep diving into Discord, filtering noise, extracting intent, blah, 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 blah. So it was never ending rabbit hole. So I couldn't handle it alone. So what I did was Cloud Code. I used Cloud Code skills feature. I thought it would be kind of weird to mention about Claude and the Figma meetup, but Ines already did it, so I kind of feel better. I wrote a simple markdown recipe. I just metaphor it as a recipe. I basically told it whenever I threw a Discord log at you, check context, ruthlessly delete noise, and categorize into bugs versus features, and I'll put it in a perfect Airtable format because we used to use Airtable at the time. And through this hyper fast loop, my internal model of the user became crystal clear. Yay! Our users weren't casual chatters, they were global technical parameter tweakers. And I noticed they were getting lost. Our FAQs were approved, so they said something like, oh, do I need a plot card to save a session, or should I start the flow this way, that way? And these questions showed our UX was clashing with their goals. So traditional process says, now brainstorm with sticky notes. But I say, skip it. Start with the solution with your intuition. I discovered the most fatal UX flaw. Users didn't want a one-day chat. They wanted to see multiple AI models running linearly in a specific order. And how do you show a linear flow and let users change the order easily? I thought about nodes. I decided to bring a node-based system, the kind you see in Blender or Maya, into web app. My intuition fed by data, they told me they wanted to control panel, not chat bubbles. Honestly, at the time, I thought of something, what's the most complex tool I've ever used? And that was Maya, the 3D tool. And I showed it to my developer friends and developer coworkers, and they said, oh, they do something similar in 8n. And at the time, the Claude Code agent and blah, 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 all the other things were that popular. It was like last year. So yeah, that was my idea to make it as a node. But let me be honest with you, even with all the data and my gut feeling screaming, oh, nodes! But still I was terrified. I was a junior designer in a room full of senior developers and a passionate CEO. Who was I to suggest we scrap our entire UI for something as radical as the node system? I didn't have the courage to walk into the meeting and say, trust me, this is the way. I was paralyzed by imposter syndrome. So I did what I always did when I hit the wall. I called John in New York. It was probably 2 a.m. for him, but I was practically freaking out. I told him, John, the data says they want control, and my gut says we need nodes, but is it too much? Am I being too ambitious? Should I just stick to something safer? And John, all his years of experience at Google, just listened. Then he said something that changed everything. Oh, Anna, your intuition is actually following the logic of the user's mental model. Yay. And he said something really nice, like, it's a massive shift, but it's the right direction, just so go for it. Build a prototype and show them what you see. So just having an ex-Google designer say, hey, you're not crazy, was the shot of adrenaline I needed. It wasn't just my intuition anymore, it was validated vision. That was the moment I feared turned into execution. Yeah, he said, you're not crazy. I realized I didn't need to persuade them with words. I just needed to show them the future in Figma. That phone call gave me the shield of confidence. I needed to open Figma and start the iteration hell. I'm gonna show you guys. I opened Figma, built a high fidelity flow, and showed it in front of the developer. If you click this, it connects this, and it connects that. So look at the solution, how about it? So these making like prototyping was like alignment happened instantly. A high quality prototype points everyone in the same direction. Part 3, Figma is the ultimate weapon. Figma or Prototype, or I guess you guys can use Gemini or Claude Design. That one was really good. It just, right? So moving from a chat app to pro node tool was hell. And here are my 4 sweaty iterations. Number 1, sidebar. It was kind of too cramped and no room for node creation, so trashed. And number 2, model. Broke the immersion. Users couldn't see the preview while editing, so trashed. And exploration 3, multi-panel. And we are getting closer. Users could edit and preview, but the visual flow of connecting nodes was still broken, so trashed. So last thing was the winner. On unified node system with dockable panels, total professional workflow. Yay! Part 4, the grand finale of results. Ta-da! Look at this. I completely threw away the old aesthetics and built a developer-friendly monochrome dark mode. I had to make a tough choice here because personally I love high saturation and pop styles, kind of like rainbow, wiggle styles. But these users, I threw my personal taste in the trash. So it used to be like that, but now it's more like this. So users can actually edit the nodes one by one. But before then, they had to like go through all the process to like connect their all AI models. I built 220 screens and 250 components in the cold, professional workstation style. That is what it means to be data-driven. Data didn't kill my creativity, it gave my design a backbone. And the result, on the hardcore Reddit communities, posts went viral saying, finally a real AI tool worth using has arrived. Our app downloaded skyrocketed by 55%. And a lot of people ask me like, Anna, did you actually wrote this Reddit post? But I didn't. Actually, Elijah asked me, so it was real. And it didn't happen because I followed the textbook design process. It happened because we moved fast, trusted our intuition, and iterated obsessively on the final craft. So today I'm at Match Group, enjoying the comforts of a big corporation and proper design systems. And yes, having a system is nice, but the solo founder mindset I forged in the startup wilderness is carved into my bones. And here is the fun part. The universe has a weird way of bringing you back to the where you belong. Even though I was hired as a creative designer focused on the branding in Match Group, I recently found myself right back into the world of LLM because currently I'm working on a project called Joe and Haley. It's an AI-driven matchmaking service that uses LLM to find your perfect partner through deep, meaningful conversations. You guys should use it. It's really good dating app. So somebody might ask me like, why are you in the middle of the product launch? And it's because of those 10 months of sweaty survival at an AI startup. I have this unique toolkit that bridges the gap between creative storytelling and complex AI UX. So whether I'm designing a high conversion ad or LLM-powered iteration, the core remains the same: understanding the user's mental model and building a solution that sticks. So to all the junior designers fighting lonely battles, don't trust the process. If a step doesn't serve you, just skip it and make your own. Number 2, build your intuition. Feed your brain with AI and raw data so you can make fast decisions. And lastly, start with the solution. Stop arguing, open Figma, build the prototype, and let the craft do the talking. Okay, so your value isn't repeating a textbook, it's adapting and making something people love. Don't drown in the ambiguity. Step forward boldly. Thank you for listening to my sweaty survival story, and please be my LinkedIn friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have some questions for Anna?
Please, no many questions.
Do we have? Okay.
As a developer, I'm wondering, because you worked with developers and you were handing off to developers, was there any tools that you used that made it easier to communicate to the developer or make the process easier for them to implement, such as like plugins to like other things like Framer or the Figma MCP in order to turn things into code? Is there anything in that way?
I guess at the time, the tool I used the most was ProtoPie. But honestly, ProtoPie is one of the tools it's really bad to hand off for developers. So I don't know what my amazing full stack developers were doing at the time, but they really nailed it. What I did was just maybe record or like screenshot the whole ProtoPie thing and then just put it in the cloud. So they made it code handoff itself. But I guess right now they're using the better ProtoPie AI. I guess, I don't know. My friend from ProtoPie, he's there. So if you want, just ask him there. Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. You first started saying that, oh, don't expect something, super senior. But I think this just shows like how much work you put into it. I think most junior designers don't get to do that much. So I think this is really great you were able to do so. I also found interesting that you just say start with a solution and just trust your intuition, because that's exactly what we are taught not to do in school. So I think that's really interesting. I was wondering that now that you work in a bigger company that is already established and have millions of users, like, do you still follow that, or do you work more with the actual data that you have? Because now I'm thinking that you don't have to look for the data; you already have it handed off to you. So do you still build with your intuition in mind, or are you more data driven in a way?
Definitely compared to the time in Asterisk, we do have a lot of data to use. But since we need to do a lot of user testing, or we just gotta see which UI would work better, and right now it's so much faster to make the UI out alive. So right now, surprisingly, we're also doing just making the quick UI and then just try to test it and see how users are gonna like react. And yeah, I think that's the way you can make the more competitive apps nowadays. Also, since the cloud design is coming out, so it already came out, right? So it's just so much easier to just make it like just out loud. So even in the big corporate, I think we're just using intuition, and we do a lot of A/B tests to make the more data, to make it even more data driven. It's like the
Makes
big
sense.
circle.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, thank you. You talk a lot about intuition, just kind of generally. For senior designers or for designers that are building teams, how would you say to foster, how do you teach intuition to junior designers?
That's a cool question. Let me think. I have freaking no idea because I'm not a senior designer, but I don't know. I know it's kind of irresponsible to just say this, but we just needed more chance to do more project and more. We gotta have more experience to deal with users. It's like it doesn't really make sense because we don't really have enough chance to do that as a junior designer. But I don't know, for the intuition, we just need more experience. And for that experience, we just need to use AI more actively. That's how I believe, so that we can just build our apps faster, so that I can go through my experience faster. 그런 느낌?
Thank you.
Right, last question.
Yeah, I noticed in your presentation when you had the side by side of the four images distilling your approach to how to handle the sidebars, and like you said some of them didn't pass because some of them were trash because there was like they lacked some information to the user. So, in my experience, I've built with building projects that have sometimes you'll have like a client who has a specific expectation who's helping fund your early stage, and then a second client who has a different expectation, leading to kind of scope creep, feature creep, and all of a sudden you're working with a project that has hundreds of different features. How do you distill that into an intuitive way that doesn't affect all of your user base? Like at a glance processing all the features available.
That's a good question. 잘 모르겠어. 잘 모르겠는데,
Sure.
I don't know. I heard when tools do the user test, I guess at least they do they do 5 people to do the same user test. So if there are 5 people as a data, I guess it could be the work that you can make your decision from that test. But I do agree, because of some user tests, our whole app 방향성 can be changed. It's not really something we're welcoming to. It's like we don't know which one would be the best decision just based on those couple users. 모르겠는데.
I don't know either.
Let me ask my other senior designer friends.
All right, for more questions, you can talk to Anna during the networking. Big round of applause. Thank you so much.